Hi, this is Sabrina Chan, Head of Investor Relations at Prenetics. Welcome to the Prenetics and Artisan Acquisition Corp. Investor Webcast. I would like to remind everyone that the information discussed today is entirely qualified by the disclaimers in the investor presentation included on the Form 8-K filed today by Prenetics and Artisan Acquisition Corp., which may be accessed on the SEC website or at www.prenetics.com/investors. The Form 8-K also includes a copy of our press release and the investor presentation. Artisan Acquisition Corp. Will also be filing a current report on Form 8-K, which will include a copy of the business combination agreement and the investor presentation, available on the SEC website. Now, please take a moment to review the disclaimers. During this presentation, we will be making certain forward-looking statements, including but not limited to projections or estimates about future performance, industry outlook, and the proposed business combination. Forward-looking statements are inherently subject to risks, uncertainties, and other factors, and they are not guarantees of performance. For today's presentation, we have the senior management team at Prenetics. Danny Yeung, co-founder and CEO of Prenetics, Stephen Lo, the CFO, and Ben Chang, CEO and Director of Artisan Acquisition Corp. Management will not be taking any questions on today's call. With that, I'll turn it over to Ben to begin the call.
Thank you, Sabrina, and thank you to everyone for joining us today. I am Ben Chang, the CEO of Artisan Acquisition Corp., and I'm excited to be here with Danny and Stephen, who will share more about Prenetics' business and opportunity. We are a special purpose acquisition company founded by Dr. Adrian Chang, the CEO of the Hong Kong-listed conglomerate New World Development and the founder of K11. We have been searching globally for a company with high growth prospects in the healthcare, consumer, and technology sectors that is well positioned for success. We believe we have found one, which is Prenetics. Prenetics is a disruptive, mission-driven company. It is led by the inspirational founder and serial entrepreneur Danny Yeung, who set his sights on transforming healthcare in 2014 and today has created a leading genomic and diagnostic testing company. We are delighted to collaborate with Prenetics and help make it the first Hong Kong unicorn to go public and support local entrepreneurship. Prenetics is undoubtedly a clear fit for Artisan. We share the vision to provide easily accessible and decentralized healthcare services to the community. We are proud to support Prenetics with this important mission and help improve social welfare and the standard of living. Prenetics is also well positioned to deliver value and synergies in Adrian's global ecosystem. It will allow Prenetics to tap into healthcare channels and gain a wide range of users across retail, hospitality, property, and technology sectors, which will provide significant business synergies. In addition, all existing Prenetics shareholders are rolling over to the new entity. Adrian and Danny have also agreed to have a longer lockup than typical, to be 100% aligned with Prenetics' long-term growth strategy. Together with Prenetics, we are thrilled to step into the global markets and embark on the next step of this important journey to disrupt and decentralize the healthcare market with a global opportunity of over $1.3 trillion. Over the next few minutes, I would like to give you an overview of the transaction summary. Upon consummation of the proposed transaction, Prenetics will become a publicly listed company through its business combination with Artisan Acquisition Corp., which is a Nasdaq-listed SPAC. The SPAC raised over $339 million of US dollar. On top, we raised $60 million of forward purchase agreement from Aspects and PAG. In addition, we raised another $60 million of PIPE from strategic investors including Lipo, Dragonstone, and Sand Capital. The transaction would value Prenetics at an enterprise value of approximately $1.25 billion US dollar, and it is expected to provide up to $459 million in cash, assuming no rate redemption from Artisan's trust account. We believe this represents a significant opportunity for upside growth and shareholder value, given the very strong business fundamentals, product pipeline, and M&A acquisition opportunity available for Prenetics. With that, I would like to introduce you to the CEO and co-founder of Prenetics, Danny Yeung.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Ben. My name is Danny Yeung, co-founder and CEO of Prenetics. For those of you listening on this webcast, a quick background about my own story. I've always been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. I started out doing F&B, hospitality, furniture, and most recently e-commerce. So in 2010, I moved to Hong Kong, started a company called YouBuyBuy. It was subsequently acquired by Groupon. In 2014, I left after building it into the largest e-commerce company in the region. The reason why I started Prenetics, I wanted to dive firmly into healthcare because I felt the future of healthcare is via prevention, diagnostics, and personalized care. And actually, the name Prenetics actually is a mix of prevention and genetics. Now, in terms of what our business is, ultimately our thesis is to decentralize healthcare and bring healthcare closer to the patient. We do this via 3 pillars of the business, via prevention, diagnostics, and personalized care. Combined, this represents over a $1.3 trillion global opportunity. And by 2025, we aim to achieve over $640 million USD of annual revenues. Where we are today we would be considered the #1 diagnostics and genetic testing company in Hong Kong and the UK. We have close to 600 employees. We have raised over 85 million USD from the likes of Alibaba, Prudential, Apis Partners, and more. We currently operate 8 testing laboratories with 6 in airports, including Hong Kong International, Heathrow, and more. To date, we have processed more than 5 million total tests, and this year we're well on our way to achieve over 205 million USD in annual revenues. For each of the products in our product portfolio, we also have a significant competitive IP moat. And certainly with this, as you can see, we also have been able to form a very strategic R&D collaboration with Oxford University. This was a result of an acquisition we made of an Oxford spin-out company late last year, in which we acquired a rapid diagnostics technology from Oxford U. And earlier this year, we've been able to form multi-year research agreements with both Oxford UK and Oxford Suzhou, which is the only overseas research facility outside of the Oxford UK. We do this in working very closely with our clinical and R&D teams by Prenetics. I've always believed that to build a very big organization, we need a strong team. I think this really sets us apart from the competition in that we've been able to build a very strong team made of scientists, product, marketers, and commercialization experts. As you can see with our team, we have a very diverse team led by myself, Stephen, our CFO, Lawrence, our scientific co-founder, Avi, our EMEA CEO, Mike, who used to be with Exact Sciences, and Frank Ong, who most recently was with Everlywell. We're also supported by key scientific advisors, Professor Choi, which is on our board, Professor Huang, Dr. Anderson, and Professor Michael Yang. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'll highlight our current product portfolio as well as our product pipeline. So starting with the prevention category, this is Circle DNA. We've launched this product late 2019, and in less than 2 years, we have sold already over 120,000 Circle DNA test kits, and we have shipped to over 30 countries globally. So with Circle DNA, what sets us apart from the competition is we utilize whole exome sequencing technology. So with one single swab sample, we're able to read all of your protein coding genes in one go, which represents 50 to 100x more data over genotyping technology. With Circle DNA, our core focus has always been about your health. So with just one saliva swab, you'll be able to receive 500 plus reports across 20 categories, including family planning and disease, such as identifying your genetic risk for cancer, carrier screening if you are planning to have a child, as well as drug response, disease risks, common health risks, and certainly lifestyle-related identifications such as your diet, nutrition, and sports and fitness. And what we've been able to do with Circle DNA is turn a very scientific product to be able to be a lifestyle, consumer-friendly product, which includes a very useful app and PDF reports. With Circle DNA, we have 4 SKUs, ranging from our Circle Vital product, which is roughly about $200 USD, ranging to our Circle DNA Premium product, which retails for over 600 USD. The interesting thing is 70% of our consumers which purchase our product are opting for the Circle DNA premium product. And our average order value online is 504 USD, with every individual purchasing on average 1.6 kits. This tells us that we have a very engaged audience and very health and proactive audience, which certainly they're very vested in their own health. And certainly this is where opportunities exist later on to help them with other new products. As you can see with our Circle DNA marketing strategy, we've been able to sign on board very large celebrities, including Jem, Vanessa Wu, Juju Leung, as some of the faces behind our product. So this has certainly captivated a lot of the social media audience, which now there's significant user-generated content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and area, which has led to a cult following. To give you an idea in terms of the Circle DNA trajectory, as mentioned, in less than 2 years, we have achieved over 120,000 test kits sold. As a comparison to 23andMe, it took them more than 4 years. So by 2025, we believe we can achieve well over 600,000 test kits being sold. And now to our diagnostics business. As mentioned earlier, we have now performed more than 5 million COVID-19 PCR laboratory tests. We operate 8 laboratories, 6 in airports in Hong Kong International and in Heathrow. That image shown is actually inside the Hong Kong International Airport, in which we are the only testing provider inside the terminal. We've also been able to amass a very strong clientele of governments and corporates. As mentioned, we've been very humbled that we have been able to have such strong clientele, including the Hong Kong government. So the Hong Kong government selected us as the first private laboratory to do mass community COVID-19 testing last July. And to date, we have now performed more than 3 million tests alone in Hong Kong as part of the community testing, Hospital Authority, Department of Health, FEHD, quarantine hotels, and many more. In the UK, we're instrumental in helping the English Premier League resume their season last May, in which we provided testing for across all 20 clubs and 3,000 players on a weekly basis. Today, we are still the testing provider for the EPL. In the travel sector, we've been able to partner with Virgin, Carnival Cruise Line, Heathrow, London Luton Airport, Stansted, Manchester, Gatwick, and more. And certainly, when it comes to entertainment and sports, as mentioned, the EPL, professional darts, the cricket board, Sky, and many others. We believe there is significant demand when society normalizes and there's further resumption of travel. As you can see, last year there was virtually zero travel. This year, already more than 50% of our business is related to travel revenues, and there's further upside. For reference, pre-COVID in Hong Kong International, there was roughly about 100,000 daily arrivals. Today, that's only 1,000. By us being firmly in the airport as the testing laboratory, we will certainly benefit from resumption of travel in the future. And certainly, given our significant work in major airports, there's significant opportunity to expand into airports and new geographies with our end-to-end solution of testing. Here, I just want to highlight what the different technologies available to detect COVID-19 are. Certainly, of course, everyone knows the PCR gold standard laboratory tests. The challenge with that is it's logistically very challenging, and time to results can be anywhere between 4 to 24 hours. And certainly, you need to go to a laboratory, a clinic, or a hospital to perform the tests. The other type of technology, which is quite common nowadays, is the antigen test, which is very fast, very portable. However, for individuals which do not have symptoms, it may not be able to detect the actual virus. Especially now with the Delta variant, a majority of cases are actually asymptomatic. This means that there needs to be another technology, which is still a molecular diagnostic assay. And with that, it would be what we consider RT lamp as the go-to choice. The reason being that it is rapid, it has very high sensitivity, very scalable, and it can detect both symptomatic and asymptomatic individuals due to it being a molecular test. This is a game-changing point-of-care at-home PCR quality testing technology. This is the reason why last year we acquired 100% of the IP from Oxford University. We then rolled it out into airports globally, and now we have recently launched the Circle Health Pod, which is a self-testing at-home and point-of-care device that anyone, anywhere can do. Now, as mentioned, Circle Health Pod is a game changer of a product for the entire healthcare industry. It is a rapid health monitoring detection system for all infectious diseases. Now, I will play a short video here for you to help you understand the capabilities and the potential of this product. As you saw in the video, the Circle Health Pod is basically a laboratory in your pocket. You can do it anywhere, such as in any clinics, hospitals, point of care settings, airports, as well as in the comfort of your own home. Individuals will be able to receive the results in approximately 20 minutes with 96% sensitivity, 99.9% specificity compared to the gold standard PCR tests. It is also a pain-free anterior nasal swab, which makes it easy for people to perform by themselves. We have already launched this product in Hong Kong, speaking to very big partners throughout Southeast Asia and in Europe. We will also be starting our usability and clinical studies in the US by the end of the month. And we look to achieve FDA EUA approval by Q1 in 2022. With the Circle Health Pod, the only global comparable that we have seen, which also has a reusable device with single-use capsules, is a company in the US called Q Health. They have also successfully commercialized the product, having signed on the US government, Henry Schein, NBA, and more as their customers. Their latest private valuation was over $2 billion US even valuation, and they have most recently filed for a US IPO. In terms of the use case, certainly many different use cases, including household use. In dairy, every single household should have a health pod, because the next time you or your family have a cough, fever, or sore throat, you certainly want to test yourselves for COVID to protect yourself and your colleagues. Other use cases include hospitals and clinics, hotels, apartments, schools, community screen, sports and entertainment. And also to highlight, this is why we are so excited to partner with Adrian and his ecosystem, because his ecosystem ranges across these sectors. This slide just gives you an overview in terms of how complex it is from a manufacturing perspective. Certainly, we've been able to go through a lots of R&D, lots of trial and error to get it to the state where we have recently just launched the Circle Health Pod, which includes the molecular reagent, and lots of engineering feat that goes to the actual device that allows it for individuals to test at point of care and at home. This gives you a view in terms of how employers would be able to utilize the HealthPod in B2B settings, in which there will be a portal to help you identify your employee status. As you can see, in terms of the HealthPod marketing strategy, we've been able to also embark on a quite extensive above the line and below the line marketing campaign starting here in Hong Kong, in which we have enlisted martial arts celebrity and superstar Donnie Yen as the face of the product. In the next few slides, I just want to highlight some of the imminent product launches we will be having. With our ColoClear product, it is the only non-invasive colon cancer screening test approved by the NMPA. We are looking to launch this in Q1 of 2022. It has 96 sensitivity compared to the gold standard of colonoscopy. And certainly we know the successful business model compared to Cologuard in the US. And as you can see, in the US, just 5 years ago, Exact Sciences did roughly 39 mil USD in annual revenues. And last year, they achieved over 1 bill USD in annual revenues of the Cologuard product. While Cologuard has been very successful in the US, we believe we can replicate that success in Hong Kong and the rest of Southeast Asia. With the ColoClear product, we actually developed a strategic technology transfer from New Horizon Health, which certainly they listed earlier in Hong Kong Exchange this year, and now has a market cap of 2.6 billion USD. We have the exclusive rights for Hong Kong, Macau, and the rest of Southeast Asia. We have a term of 5 years plus additional 5 years. And certainly we believe this will also be a game changer to test for colon cancer via a stool DNA test. In terms of the sensitivity and the data related to ColoClear, as you can see, it has achieved 96% sensitivity for early detection of colorectal cancer, as well as the ability to detect advanced adenomas. This was done through a 10,000 person trial. So we are confident in terms of the value it brings over colonoscopy, and at the same time for individuals which, let's say, are younger, between 35 to 50, it presents a no-brainer to be able to do a simple physician order test at home rather than to do an invasive surgery such as colonoscopy. In terms of new product launches beyond 2022, the next few slides will highlight some of our upcoming products. With Circle Snapshot, we aim to disrupt the annual health check market, but to be able to do this in the comfort of your own home. We plan to launch this in Q1 of 2022. We plan to introduce a painless blood collection device that you can perform at home. And again, the great thing is that we know this business model works. As you can see, in the US, the market leader for this type of testing at home is called Everlywell. They have pioneered at-home blood health testing. You can do lots of different tests revolving around food sensitivity, metabolism, ovarian egg reserve, and many other tests. And we believe we have the same opportunity here in this part of the world, as well as in Europe, and certainly in the US at a later stage. Given the success of our Circle DNA product for consumers, we have also seen significant demand from physicians for our genetic testing products. This is why we will be launching Circle Medical in the first quarter of 2023. And again, we've seen very strong commercialization success in the US by Invitae. And we also expect similar results once we launch the product here in Asia and Europe. Lastly, in terms of our business pillars, we're moving into personalized care. We understand our consumers. With Circle DNA, we have very highly engaged consumers, and they want more out of their data. They want us to provide them supplements based upon their genetic deficiencies. This is where we'll be launching Circle 1, Circle F1X, and Circle Fem in 2022 and 2023. With Circle 1, Circle F1X, and Circle Fem, we believe supplements and personalization of supplements represents a significant opportunity. And we have seen that, again, in the US with a company called Roman Health, which has pioneered discrete vitamins delivered to your door. They have already achieved in less than 5 years a $5 billion USD market valuation. And we expect the same path once we launch it to the market. In terms of our way forward, we believe we have significant synergies across each of our 3 pillars of business, from diagnostics, prevention, and personalized care. We've been able to build a very strong brand name in Prenetics as well as with Circle DNA. So for many of the products that we will sell, they can actually cross-sell and upsell them lots of other very valuable health products. From the moment you are born until the moment someone passes away, we believe we have a very valuable health product that individuals will take use of and care for themselves, for their family, and to their colleagues. This slide highlights why I am so excited about our future potential of the company. Today, we are a $1.25 billion organization achieving well over $200 million USD in annual revenues with very limited loss in the next few years and getting to over $600 million USD in annual revenues by 2025. If we look at the peers in terms of what Exact Sciences was 5 years ago, they were a $1.3 billion company, and now 5 years later, they're $18 billion. Similar to Invitae, they were $250 million, and now they're $6 billion. Natera, also $600 million, and now $11 billion. And you can look at the staggering losses they have achieved over the last 5 years and compare to our cost structure. Thus, I believe we are actually in a much better position than each of these companies 5 years ago. This is why we remain really excited about the company as of today. As noted, Exact Sciences Invitae has grown significantly in the past 5 years. And we know what they did. In the last 5 years, they have made 23 acquisitions in total to be where they are today, which is market leaders. We are market leaders in the communities that we operate, in the geographies we operate. Right now, we are $1.25 billion. And again, after the IPO, we will have over $400 million USD in our war chest for acquisitions into new geographies, as well as technologies which enhance our overall portfolio of products. We believe in the next 5 years, we can achieve similar path and similar success as Exact and Invitae. Now, in the next few slides, I will pass it to our CFO, Stephen Lowe, to provide a summary in terms of our financials.
I'm Stephen Lowe, Prenetics CFO. Before joining Prenetics 3 years ago, I was with Citigroup's investment banking division, where I completed IPOs, equity and debt financings, and mergers and acquisitions. Before investment banking, I was an auditor with Ernst & Young, where I got my CPA and subsequent CFA qualification. To begin with, I'd like to start by saying that we are a high-growth company. If you look across the pie chart from the left to right, you can see that we grew our revenue 7x last year to $65 million. This year, we are forecasting a revenue of $205 million. Our first quarter revenue this year was already $57 million, and our momentum remained strong in the second quarter. We are very confident that we can deliver our full-year target of $205 million. Our goal is that by 2025, we achieve a revenue of $640 million, which represents a CAGR of about 60% in the next couple of years, driven by our strong product pipeline. As you can see on the bottom half of this page, we have new product launches in every year until 2024 across the 3 main businesses, namely prevention, diagnostics, and personalized care. These products are the ones circled with dotted lines. As you look at the top half of this page, you can see the contribution of our strong and diversified product pipeline, enabling us to achieve our revenue target. For the purposes of financial forecast, we are not putting in any new launches in 2024 and 2025 because we are only including product launches that are in the later stage of the development cycle and which we are sure can be delivered. We strongly believe with the collaboration with Oxford University and our investment in R&D, we will have new product launches in 2024 and beyond. These will provide additional uplift to our revenues. Moving on, COVID-19 testing is currently an important part of our business, and we are asked our views about this all the time. With new variants emerging, the latest resurgence in infection rates globally, and challenges of getting the world fully vaccinated, there is a high chance that we have to live with COVID-19 for many years. In our forecast, however, we take a conservative view that by 2023, only 20% of our current COVID-19 lab testing revenues will remain. Obviously, this explains why we are developing a strong pipeline of products in addition to searching for M&A opportunities globally. I should add, however, if travel resumes or if the COVID-19 pandemic lasts beyond 2023, these will provide additional upside, which is not currently captured in our forecast. This page gives you a more detailed view of our financial forecast. As I mentioned earlier, in the first quarter of this year, our revenue was $57 million. We are on track to deliver or beat our target of $205 million on a full-year basis. This strong growth momentum is aligned with our key strategic priority, which is to grow our revenue by investing in science and building a strong moat. As you can see in our financial forecast, in the next 5 years' time, we'll continue to invest in and we'll double down our investment in R&D, deepen our collaboration with Oxford University, while at the same time investing heavily in sales and marketing so that we can grow our market shares, capture opportunities globally. This financial forecast has been prepared on a conservative basis. We have not accounted for any M&A opportunities that may arise. As Danny explained earlier, M&A is a key focus of us. We are looking for opportunities globally, and we are eyeing opportunities especially in the United States, which has huge opportunity. To summarize, Prenetics has strong growth trajectory. While we share similarities with our US peers 5 years ago, what actually makes us very different is that we are in much stronger financial position. There is also no one like us with our track record, diversified portfolio, and already leading positions in Asia and Europe. On this, let me pass to Danny for his closing remark.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm highly confident of our ability to execute. Our mission is to decentralize healthcare, and right now we are just getting started. With today's significant milestone in terms of our merger with Adrian Artisan Acquisition Corp., we believe significant synergies exist that will help us grow much, much faster. Today, again, we are a $1.25 billion organization, and we believe in the next 5 years, we have an opportunity to be a $10 billion USD company. Thank you for taking the time today to listen to my presentation. And certainly, we believe, again, we are just getting started.